Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my very first Unreal Engine tutorial. No one left but us here. Gonna give you a third-person project. This will be a game that I'm working on, and I feel like if I could help somebody answer a few questions on how to do certain things, because learning how to use this engine is extremely difficult and hard. So since I was going to be making my own project, I might as well try to help others figure out the engine itself. So, to make my first tutorial a third person, we'll name it, let's name it something ominous. The Lone Soul. Probably already taken. Like it's possible, right? Nope, it was definitely the other way. Lone Soul. Third person with starter content, and just create project. This will probably take a second. So if you want to, you can skip to the few seconds. I don't know, it's going pretty quick. If you want, you can skip a few seconds. Okay, I am back. I skipped the video because I don't want you waiting. I wish my PC was that fast, but unfortunately it is not. Two things before we start. I like to switch this play into the new editor pie. Gives you a little bit more feeling. Let's just get used to our Lone Soul game. Maybe whatever you want, but I like the Lone Soul. It's probably a game already. Really disappointed if it is. See, we have no running, jumping though. What we'll do is we'll probably make a run, a dash system. So, before we get too deep, right here, this is the light mass importance value. If you did not have this, your screen would get extremely white because it's not focusing the light correctly. It would get extremely white, blurry. So if you do have that, you're making your own map, create one, don't forget to import a light mass importance value wherever your character is going to be. This can be as large as you want, but it has to be in a game unless you have some sort of special lighting that I've yet to figure out, which is probably completely possible because I really don't know a lot. I just know quite a few things, not everything I wish. So first we're going to create a new folder. We're going to call this HUD. We'll get our HUD going. We'll set up our HUD in this tutorial. So first things first though, let's go to our third person blueprints, third person character. Maximize that. You see we got all our basic stuff: gamepad input, mouse input, jump, touch input, movement input, and some VR, virtual reality orientation and positioning. We're not going to mess with that right now. What we will do is we will create a variable, make it of the float type, and we will create 6 altogether, so 5 more. There we go. Compile really quick, and click on our new var 1 underscore, or new var underscore 0. We'll name this max health. Current health. Max stamina. Current stamina. Sorry for my key pressings very loud. Max mana. Last but not least, current mana. You don't need mana. I just really like to have mana because I like my guy doing magic. I don't know why I'm obsessed with magic. And for these max health, max stamina, and max mana, what we're going to do is we're going to set them in a category so we can make the variables look a bit nicer. We're going to set this category to status. And then we're just going to add it in the status. Drag it right on top. It will mix it up a bit. It doesn't really matter. Just make sure you drag it on the top so you can keep the maxes with the currents. Max health, current health, max stamina, current health. And what I would like to do, compile real quick, and then give all a max default value of 100. There we go. I'll have a default of 100. Now, depending on what you want, you can make more. Maybe some energy instead of stamina, or maybe both. You want to do some special attacks that cost energy and stamina. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make them editable, so that way we can change their values in another blueprint. And then we will make one more status, and this will be new var. This will be of the Boolean type, true or false. And we will call this is dead. We're always going to check is dead. So why don't we set is dead real quick. And we'll of course make this a bit more detailed, but as for right now, we're going to find a nice empty space in the third person character blueprint. We're going to go event tick. Now, in a tick, it means it's ticking every second of the game, or every millisecond in a game. So it's constantly checking. What we're going to drag off is a sequence. A sequence is a list of events that happen. So 0 is going to happen. Drag off. Then 1's going to happen. We can add as many pins as we want, as many of those as we want. Sequence is very good if you have multiple things going on that you need to be checked. And it doesn't exactly give it an order it's checked in. Since it's a tick, it'll check it instantly and all at once. And a sequence is a nice way to keep things nice and neat. So we're going to go on the then 0, drag it off. We're going to drag off the then 0. Get. Oh, hang on. I might have messed up here. We'll say set. Man, I'm really messing up. I apologize. Let's go down here and get current health. We're going to control drag. Get current health. We're going to do a less than or equal to float. And then what we'll do is we'll check to see if it's less than or equal to 0. And if that is true, we'll set is dead to true. Drag it off, click onto here, right here. Then we'll get this, put it up a bit closer. Is dead true. For right now, we'll have destroy actor, and the target is self. We'll switch that up. Maybe we'll have him have some death animations or something of that nature, which is why we're setting the is dead to true, and we're ticking it, so it's checking to see if this is good every second. And of course, it's in our sequence. So we're going to compile and save there. We're going to minimize this. go to the HUD that we created, the HUD folder. Right click, go down to user interface, and then widget blueprint. We will call this widget the status HUD. Open it up. This right here is the screen. This is what it'll look like in the screen. What we'll do is we'll come up to here. We'll get some horizontal boxes. Just drag one off. Let's make it pretty lengthy, nice and large. This is where we'll put the health bar, stamina, and the mana. Drag it out, make it pretty big. That's a bit too big. Chunk it down a little bit. Let's see, how does that look? That's still too big. There we go. That's good for right now, testing purposes. Maybe drop it down one more. Or maybe just make it skinnier. You see the grid pops up the closer you zoom. Then we'll just control copy and control V and control V. Make sure you're clicking on the canvas each time. Give them about a half a box split. Drag these up. Looks good enough. Click on each horizontal box, and we'll just delete the number next to it and name this one health. Stamina. And mana. If I am going too fast or I'm going too slow, please say so in the comments. Trying to go in a moderate pace as to not lose anybody or make people have to keep pausing the video over and over again. And we're just going to go into the comments tab, grab a text, just drag it into each horizontal box. This is called the hierarchy. I forgot to mention this. In the hierarchy we have the canvas panel, the large screen. This is what our screen would be referenced in. We have our horizontal boxes that are inside the canvas, and then of course our text blocks that are inside the horizontal boxes. We're going to click this text box, name it health, enter, and then in the actual text, the content, we'll give this a health space. I like to capitalize my things, as you can tell. And it looks nicer if you add a space in between each. So, stamina, space, colon, space, enter. And then mana. And then don't forget to change the text blocks like I just did. Stamina. Then grab the progress bar, drag that into each box. As you can see, it pops up in the hierarchy automatically inside the horizontal box. Then we're going to click on the first progress bar set to fill and call this one health. This is a very common, easy thing to do when you're naming things. What type or what thing it is, and then name underscore and then what exactly it is. Like this is the stamina bar, mana bar. Very common. And there we go. We'll change the mana color, the fill color and opacity. We'll just click on that. We'll give it a nice green texture for some health. stamina, we'll click that. Fill color and opacity, and we'll give that a nice yellow. And I think the natural blue fill color for the mana is okay for right now. But you can change that if you would like. And then we'll go to our health bar, the progress bar. We'll go to the progress, percent, and click a bind. And we're going to create a binding. Drag this off. And as you can see, it pops up in our functions in my blueprint, underneath the functions. Let's just rename this F2 or right click and rename. We'll get this get health percent. There we go. We will cast to third person character, because this is telling this is the third person character. This third person character is object is get player character. This is saying character 1, the controller 1, taking control of the third person character, and as the third person character we created our get current health. So we're going to get current health and divide it by 100. The reason I'm dividing by 100 is because the health value is set at 100. If you would like to change this, you could easily promote to variable. As it pops up, I'm going to just call this, we'll say, divided health. And you could just name it something like that, and it would have a value of 100, or you would put it as 100, or whatever your health is. I'm not going to do that, so I'm just going to delete that real quick because yes, and we'll just set this back to 100, and then we're just going to link it up. Compile. The reason we're getting this note is because if for some reason the cast to the third person character failed, nothing's going to happen and the system will crash. So usually what people will do is they'll get control copy and they'll get a return node as the cast failed. And that's just to clear up notes. However, it should have failed, but we'll just do that for right now for testing purposes, in case the cast did fail. Go back to designer, go to stamina, do the exact same thing. We're going to create a binding, rename the function, call this get stamina percent. Drag this out big, some space to play with. Cast to third person character. Get player controller. No, get player character. Get player character. Get current stamina. And divide by 100. And just link it up. Compile and save. And do the exact same to your mana bar, if you have one. Get mana percent. As I said, mana is not something you really need. Probably won't use it that much until I start showing you animations, creating animations, and whatnot, and using magic, because for some reason I'm really obsessed with magic. Cast to third person character. Get player character. I don't know why I always forget that. Get current mana. and link to the return. And, oh, of course, just to be on the safe side, Control Copy, Control V. In case the cast did fail, put that, and we'll do it to this one really quick. Drag this out. And there we go. Just gonna compile and save. Close these because you won't need them. They are done. Designer, and that should be good for there. So we can close the status HUD. Third person character. Let's give this a good highlight first. Highlight C, and we'll say event begin play. No, I don't know why I said event tick. And what we'll actually do is we'll just minimize this here, and then there we go. Make this a wee bit nicer. Drag that up. C. Check to see if player is dead. There we go. Compile and save. And now we'll go to the left a bit, grab some more empty space, then make event begin play. Nice and close on it. We'll do another sequence. A sequence should be used for your major things like event begin play, event tick, perhaps event on landed, and stuff like that you would use multiple times but don't want to have a big old lob of mess. This would, say if we have to, we'd put this and have everything connected to event begin play. It would look a lot neater if you put it in a sequence. We'll drag this over a bit because we're a bit close and want some room. Event begin play. Drag off here, and then we will create widget. We'll get our status HUD, select it. We're going to promote this to a variable, this right here, and we will name it status HUD. That's it. And this is so that way we can call it back earlier. And if you haven't already done it, move the is dead to the status bar, and you can just close that. Then you're going to drag off the status HUD. You're going to add to viewport, compile, save, and then play. Whoa. Okay, so it seems that it's broken, so let's just check this really quick. That is where I messed up. Go to destroy actor, delete the destroyed actor. Because what this happens is it's checking to see if this is always true. And what that would have done is it would have destroyed the actor no matter what. Because it would have checked false or true, it wouldn't have mattered. So then what we're going to do is we're going to hold down B and click, pop up a branch, then drag it off the condition. So if set is true, then it will become destroy actor, destroy actor, and then print string. We'll just say character is dead. There we go. That should fix that problem up. Compile and save. And start it up. And as you see, our health, stamina, mana bar are all there. Character's running, jumps. And there we go. We have our health, stamina, and mana up and running. Next video I will do is we will make our character run a dead sprint, and we will set up a dash. Maybe get a full dash in. We might just do part and then another video, because the dashing is quite a lot. Okay, so no one left but us. Like and subscribe, please. Thank you. Comment if you have any questions or would like something answered if I didn't answer it completely. Thank you. Goodbye.